And what if no one else ever truly understood what that moment meant? The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier is a story about a young girl who becomes part of a famous painter's world. At its core, it explores silence, unspoken emotions, and how ordinary people get pulled into extraordinary moments without even realizing it. This isn't just a story about art. It's about seeing and being seen. Griet, the main character, doesn't talk much. She observes. She notices light, colors, emotions, and small changes that others ignore. And that quiet awareness becomes her strength. In a world where everyone wants to speak, she listens. In a house full of chaos, she sees patterns. And because of that, she begins to understand the artist better than anyone else. Think about someone at work or school who doesn't talk much, but always seems to understand what's going on. They notice moods, tensions, and opportunities before others do. While louder people try to prove themselves, they quietly build awareness. You don't always need to be the loudest person in the room. Sometimes the person who notices the most grows the most. Griet doesn't plan to enter the painter's world. She simply takes a job as a maid. But one small decision leads to another. Cleaning a studio leads to organizing colors. Organizing colors leads to understanding the artist. And that leads to becoming part of something much bigger. Her life changes not because of one big decision, but because of many small ones. Think about your own life. You decide to learn something new just out of curiosity. That small step leads to a project. That project connects you to someone important. And suddenly your entire path shifts. It didn't happen all at once. It started with something small. Don't underestimate small decisions. They quietly shape your future more than big dramatic choices. As the painter begins to notice Griet, her life becomes more complicated. Being seen by someone powerful brings attention, but also risk. Others start to notice her too. Jealousy builds. Tension grows. What once felt like an opportunity slowly becomes a burden. Imagine getting recognition at work from your boss. At first it feels great, but then expectations increase. People start comparing. Some feel threatened. What seemed like a reward turns into pressure. Recognition is not always simple. It brings both opportunity and responsibility. You have to be ready for both. Griet is intelligent and capable. She understands art better than many others. But she is still a servant. No matter how much she learns or grows, society limits her position. Her talent doesn't change her reality. Power does. In real life, two people can have the same skills, but very different opportunities, depending on their background, connections, or environment. Talent alone doesn't guarantee success. Be aware of the systems around you. Talent matters, but understanding power and positioning matters just as much. One of the most powerful parts of this story is what's not said. Griet and the painter rarely express their thoughts directly, but their silence is full of meaning. Sometimes what people don't say reveals more than what they do say. Think about a moment when someone didn't say anything, but you could feel everything. A look, a pause, a small gesture. Those moments often stay with you longer than conversations. Pay attention to silence. It often carries truth that words cannot express. Most people think this story is about love or art, but the deeper truth is this. It's about how people can become part of something important without ever owning it. Griet helps create something timeless. She becomes part of a masterpiece, yet she doesn't get recognition, power, or control over it. She is remembered, but not in her own voice. This happens more often than we think. The strongest idea in this story is simple but uncomfortable. Sometimes the most meaningful moments of your life will not belong to you. Griet becomes the face of something beautiful, but the story behind it, her feelings, her struggles, her perspective, remains hidden. She is part of history, but not in a way she controls. Think about people who work behind the scenes. Team members who make everything possible but don't get credit. creators who inspire others but remain unknown. Their impact is real, but their recognition is limited. And sometimes, even in your own life, you may give your time, energy, or emotions to something that becomes meaningful, but not in a way that reflects you. Be mindful of where you invest yourself. Not every opportunity that looks meaningful will honor your value. Today, take a few minutes to notice something deeply. It could be light coming through a window, the way someone speaks, or the small details in your daily routine. Train yourself to observe without rushing. This simple habit builds awareness, and awareness changes how you see opportunities, people, and even yourself. In the end, the girl with the pearl earring reminds us that life is not always about loud achievements or visible success. Sometimes it's about quiet moments, the ones no one else notices, that shape who we become. And maybe the real question isn't whether the world sees you. It's whether you truly see the world around you before the moment passes.